The launch lineup for the Xbox Series X is weak, according to Ryan McCaffrey. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. If you're new to this channel and you like what you see, maybe consider subscribing, as I'll be covering everything for the next generation and getting the next generation consoles on day one and making tons of videos on those. But for now, let's jump into this. Ryan McCaffrey, as we know, is the executive editor of previews at IGN. He's pretty much the Xbox guy there, runs the Xbox Unlocked podcast, got the Xbox Series X in advance, did the preview for it. And recently on an Xbox Unlocked podcast, he talked about the Xbox Series X launch lineup and how he thinks the launch lineup is weak. Now, that quote has been taken out of the podcast, have been spread around the internet, particularly in PlayStation fanboy YouTube videos and podcasts and stuff like that, where they're talking about Ryan McCaffrey saying this. He responded to that tweeting this: "I see a clip of Unlocked with me talking about the Series X launch lineup is going around in various fanboy circles. Allow me to own up to what I said. I think the launch lineup is weak. Great variety, sure, but no must-play games. Xbox 360, Xbox One all have better launch lineups." He then continues saying, "If you're looking for a podcast where the host and panelists will blindly praise everything console maker does, please look elsewhere. Unlocked isn't for you. Valid constructive criticism of these companies is vital. Without it, praise is meaningless." Now, this is some interesting stuff because the Xbox Series X and S launch lineup has been something of a lot of scrutiny for a lot of people because they don't have an Xbox Series exclusive launch game. Infinite was supposed to be that launch game, but we all know that got delayed. And honestly, the fact that that got delayed to me is a good thing, because I would rather get the best possible Halo Infinite game that we can get rather than a rush product just to get that out for the launch. A lot of people think that Halo Infinite getting delayed is going to affect the launch of the Xbox Series X and it's going to have a big hit on its sales, but obviously that isn't the case because every single console available for pre-order has been sold out. The Xbox Series X is going to sell every unit that they ship out to stores, and people who are going to buy the Xbox Series X to play Halo Infinite and then pass up on those pre-orders, somebody else bought those consoles. And when Halo Infinite comes out down the road, those people are still going to go out and buy an Xbox 4. So I honestly don't think Halo Infinite getting delayed is that big of a deal for the Xbox Series X and S launch. With that being said, let's take a look at the launch lineup, because obviously the launch lineup for a lot of people will be disappointing because there isn't that first party game coming to the Xbox at launch. But for a lot of other people, the launch lineup will be more than adequate because they want to play games that they haven't played yet with the best possible resolutions and best possible frames on the most powerful console. One of the biggest games that's going to be highlighting this is Gears 5. We've already seen all of the stuff in a previous video that I did talking about the upgrade in resolutions, the 120 FPS for multiplayer, and just how great this game is going to look on the Xbox Series X and how it's probably going to look better than on PC. And we've gotten some more information about how they're continuously improving this game, and is that they're going to reduce the input lag dramatically. This article here saying, in addition to support for 120 FPS, Gears 5 on Xbox Series X boasts a dramatic improvement for input latency. The developer announced on Twitter that input latency, which is the amount of time it takes when you trigger an action to when it completes, has been improved by 36% for the campaign and 57% for multiplayer. So this is just another great improvement. You're going to see a lot less lag with that extra frame rate. It's just going to be such a smooth Gears 5 experience. And I don't know about you, but I am excited to definitely try this out on the Xbox Series X. It will be one of the first games I boot up to see how good it looks. On top of Gears 5, there's 3 other games that I'm going to be playing right off the bat at launch, and that's going to be Forza Horizon 4. Now, I've started Forza Horizon 4 a couple of weeks ago. I played about 7 hours, and I want to play every single day because I was having a blast with it, but I've stopped myself because I want to experience this on the Xbox Series X with the best possible settings. And then besides that, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I love Assassin's Creed. I love these series. I was a huge fan of Assassin's Creed Origins and Odyssey when they did the reboot, and with all the RPG elements they put in there, the big maps and everything. They are some of my favorite games that I've played in a long time, and I've been waiting 2 years for another one in the same vein as Origins and Odyssey. Valhalla, from everything I've been seeing, looks absolutely amazing. So that is going to be my #1 game when I get my Series X that I'm going to be booting up and playing and just putting tons of time into. Another launch game I'm going to be picking up on day one is the Falconer, because I didn't know much about this game, but then I started watching videos on it. And it kind of looks like a Panzer Dragoon style of game, and that has me excited to play it. It looks like it's going to be in 120 FPS, so that's awesome as well. And overall, the art style to me looks pretty cool. And then I saw like the day one or the pre-order that you get in the physical version. There's a bunch of extra goodies in there, and it's only $50 here in Canada, which I think in the States it's probably $40, which for a launch game is a good deal. And then I'm kind of thinking of picking up Watchdogs Legion as well, just because I liked Watch Dogs 1. It wasn't my favorite game in the world. I gave it, like, in my mind, probably like a 7 out of 10 or something. something. But then I started playing Watch Dogs 2 just a little while ago, and I'm actually really enjoying Watch Dogs 2. So I'm thinking Watchdogs Legion is going to be very good. And with that play as anybody system that they've put into that game, looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. But again, besides the games that I've talked about here, the Falconer is really the only one you can only get on an Xbox console. For a lot of people, Yakuza Like a Dragon is going to be a big hit. They're going to want to be picking that up on day one. I will eventually play that game, but I don't think I will play it at launch because, like I said, Assassin's Creed is going to have my attention. But yeah, to me, when I look at this list, I don't look at it in too much disappointment. Like, I'm excited to play these games, even if they are multi-platform or cross-generational and even backwards compatible games, 360 games and original Xbox games. I'm extremely excited for the backwards compatibility just to see what it is like on the Xbox Series X, because on the Xbox One X with original Xbox games, I know I've said this many times, did amazing things to those games. It was like they were brand new. So now we're gonna get that functionality in the Xbox Series X on day one. That has me excited. So I guess you could say the launch lineup is weak, and I understand why people would say that because there is no launch day exclusive for the Series X and S. But to me, I'm pretty hyped for these games I'm gonna be playing on the Series X, and I'm not that disappointed of what is going to be available on day one. But anyways, that's just what I think. I would love to know what you guys think in the comments below. Are you upset with the Xbox Series launch lineup? Do you think it's not good at all? Are you excited for the games that are coming out? What games are you going to be playing on day one? I would love to hear those in the comments below. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up button. If you just like it, hit that thumbs down button. If you're new to this channel and you like what you see, hey, maybe consider subscribing. I really appreciate everyone's support. It'd be really cool if this channel gets to 1K, and once we do, I'll definitely be doing some sort of celebration or some sort of giveaway, and that'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, thanks for the support. Thank you guys all for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.